Hello my Jhs One students, you are welcome to today's lesson. So as you know, last week we started with algebraic expressions. It's quite a packed topic, so you'll be seeing more of algebraic expressions for maybe a week or two more. Then we'll be done with this topic. So last week, I know you remember we did the same addition and subtraction of algebraic expression and algebraic fractions. But what is different with today's own? You remember that last week we were only dealing with a variable at the numerator. But this time around we have two different variables at the numerator. So that is what is different with today's topic. Okay, so let's pick the first question, which I've already written here. Now, the first, when you are solving such a question, the first and foremost thing you ask yourself is, what is the LCM of the numbers at the denominator of the two fractions you have? So the first question is the first question you ask yourself is, what is the LCM for 8 and 4? Obviously, the LCM of 4 and 8 is 8. So you draw your big line here, and you bring your 8. What number times 4 will give you 8? 2. So you bring that number here. And watch, you put all these numbers in a bracket. So you have 3a plus 5b. Then you close your bracket. What is the operation sign here? Addition, right? So you bring your addition here. Now, what number times 8 will give you 8? 1. You can bring your 1 or you can choose not to bring it. So you have your A and your B in bracket here. Okay, your is equal to sign. Then I come down here. What do you remember from yesterday's topic? We are going to expand or remove the bracket. Expand or remove the bracket. So the first number, 2 times 3 is what? 6. Then you bring your A. Then you have 5 times B. 5 times 2. 5B times 2 will give us what? 10B. I just didn't write this addition sign. You can see that the addition sign here, there is already an addition sign here. Hence, I carry the addition sign here. Okay, now let's come here. I have a positive 1 here, so I don't have a problem. So I have my positive 1 times my A. Any number times 1 is the same number. So I have my A. And 1 times, what's the operation sign here? Addition. 1 times B is B. All over your 8. You don't end here. Then what you do is you group like tens at the numerator side. You group your like tens. So 6A is going to go with A and 10B is going to go with B. So you have 6A plus A. You are done with your A. Then now you pick your B. What is the operation sign here? It is a plus 10B. What is the operation sign here? Plus B. All over what? 8. 6A plus A. Remember, there's an invisible 1 here. So 6 plus 1 is 7. So you have your 7A. Then you have your plus. There is an invisible 1 here, right? So 10 plus 1 is 11. Then your B. So 11B all over 8. So my cameraman is going to go through it so I can have a better view of the answer. Okay. So I take the second question. Okay, the second question is 2A plus 4B all minus 3 A minus B. This one is over 2, and this one is over 3, and this one is over 2. Okay. Now, what's the first step? The LCM. What's the LCM of 3 and 2? Is 6. Then the next step, what number times 3 will give you 6? The number is what? 2. So you bring your 2 here. Then you put everything here in a bracket. So 2A plus 4B. Now look here. What is the operation sign here? Minus. Bring the minus here. Then what number times 2 will give you 6? The number is what? 3. So you bring your 3. Before you come and bring this one, so it is multiplying, times 3. Then A, B. So I hope you see how it's going. Okay, so we are going to open the bracket. That's the next step. 2 times 2A, you have what? 4A. Plus 2 times 4B, you have what? 8B. Now look here, you multiply these people first. Negative 3 times positive 3. A negative number times a positive number will always give you what? A negative number. So negative 3 times positive 3 will give you what? A minus 9. Then you bring your A minus B here. All over the LCM, which is 6. Okay. Now when you get here, you open this bracket too. So you have your 4A plus 8B. Then it's a negative 9 multiplying the positive A. So you have a negative 9A. Negative 9 times negative B. Negative times negative will always give you a positive answer. So you have a plus 9B. All over what? 6. When you get here, what do? You group like terms. So 4A will go with 9A. So you have 4A. The operating sign is minus 9A. Then a plus 8B. Then a plus 9B. All over 6. Now let's look here. You have a negative 9 and a positive 4. You are owing somebody 9 and you are paying 4. Are you owing the person or you finish paying the person? You are still owing the person. How much are you owing the person? You are owing the person 5. Any owing number is a negative number. So you have negative 5A. Then you have what? 8B plus 9B will give you what? A 17B. Then all over what? Your LCM, which is 6. So this is your final answer. Okay, let's take the third question quickly. So the third question is x minus 2y, 3 minus x plus 4y all over 6. Now when you are solving a question like this, take your time or else you always make a mistake. So what's the LCM of 3 and 6? The LCM of 3 and 6 is 6. So 6. What number times 3 will give you 6? 2. Your number comes here. This whole thing goes into bracket. X minus 2y. What is the operation sign here? Minus 6 times what number will give you 6? 1. So you bring your 1. Then you put everything here in a bracket. Alright. We expand. 2 times x, 2x. Positive 2 times negative 2 is going to give you a negative 4. Then you bring your variable y. They have minus 1 times x, minus x. Minus 1 times positive 4 will give you a negative 4. So minus 4, then your variable y, all over 6. When you get here, what do? You group like terms. So you have 2x minus x minus 4y minus 4y there's an invisible 1 here, you know. So 2 minus 1 will give us what? 1. So you have 1x. When you have 1x, you just clean it and write your x. Then you are owing 4. You want to collect another 4. How much are you owing? -8. And you pick one of your y, all over 6. So that is your final answer. So the last question for the day is a over 2 minus a plus 1 all over 8. Okay, the LCM is 8. One number times 8 will give you, what number times 2 will give you 8? 4. So you bring your 4 and you bring this a here. It's the only number here or variable here, so you don't need to put it in bracket. Then your negative. What number times 8 will give you 8? 1. So you can bring your 1, then put your a plus 1, then so you have 4a. Now your 1 here is a -1. So -1 times a will give you what? -a. The -1 times +1 will give you what? A -1. Always remember, positive numbers times negative numbers will always give you a negative number. All over what? 8. So you have an invisible 1 here. So you have 4 minus 1 giving us what? 3a minus 1 all over 8. Okay, so this is our final answer. Okay, so we'll end here for today. I'll see you next week with the same topic. Have a good day and be good children. Bye.